Hello guys and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I want to show you some concepts of a TNT Duper. So luckily the 1.13 TNT Duper didn't get fixed in Minecraft 1.14, so they still work properly, even in the latest version, which is Minecraft 1.14.4. So yeah, first I'm gonna show you some stationary TNT Dupers like this one, and after I'm gonna move on to some flying TNT Dupers like this one behind there. So yeah, let's get started. So as I already said, I'm gonna start off with this stationary design right here. So if we flick this lever, the piston extends and the gold contraption gets pushed. And a TNT gets tubed, as you already saw. And if we flick the lever again, the piston will retract, pull the whole contraption back, and another TNT gets tubed. So this design is a two-way TNT duper, as you can see. If we move on to this design, this is basically the same, but there is one cobblestone wall missing right here. And if we flick the lever now, you can see no TNT gets tubed when the contraption gets pushed in this direction, but one gets tubed if it gets pulled back, so it's moved in this direction. And this is always the case right here, so no TNT duping, no, and yes. Alright, so the last design I have right here is basically again the same design as the other ones, but this cobblestone wall is here again, but the one on the back side of the TNT is missing. So if I flick the lever again, it gets pulled in this direction, nothing happens, and if we push it in this direction, a TNT gets tubed. So this is basically like the opposite of this one. So we can conclude that this cobblestone wall right here is responsible for duping in this direction, and this cobblestone wall on the back side here is responsible for duping in this direction. Alright. Now I'm going to show you how to build this. So we start off with this block right here. Put the lever on the side of it, and we place a sticky piston facing in the opposite direction from the block. Then we take our slime blocks and place 3 of them in a kind of L formation, and on this block right here place 2 more. Alright, next up we're gonna place a cobblestone wall right here. And now you can decide if you want both cobblestone walls here, or if you only want one of them. Then there needs to be a dead bubble coral fan. I don't think it really needs to be a bubble coral, but just a dead coral fan right here on this slime block, and a TNT block right on the side of it. Alright, next up, we're gonna take the stuff for our minecart. For this, we're gonna place 2 temporary blocks right here, place a normal piston right here, a detector rail in front of it with a minecart on top. Then we power this piston, and then we can remove all those temporary blocks again. And now, as you can see, the detector rail with the minecart is right on top of the TNT. And if we now flick the lever, yeah, TNT gets tubed. And I'm gonna show you real quick that it doesn't matter in which direction you build this. So we're gonna get this back. Gonna place the same contraption again. This cobblestone walls like this. Get the minecart stuff back. place a piston, lever, tactor rail, like this, and as you can see it also gets duped in this direction. So it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to face east, west or north, south or anything, as you can see right here. Alright, so next up I'm gonna show you some flying machines. But before I can show you the flying machine, I need to show you a little bug, or something that just doesn't behave right with this TNT Duper. And this is if you use the cobblestone wall on the back, and only the cobblestone wall on the back. If we dupe some TNT right here, as you saw right there, sometimes the TNT gets shot outwards to the front. And yeah, it doesn't happen all the time, and I also couldn't find like a pattern when it happens. It just sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. So yeah, this is also the reason why we don't use this design for our first flying machine. So yeah, for our first flying machine, because of the piston push limit, we need to use one of those designs, because this design has one block more, of course, which the piston has to push, and yeah, that would be too much. So yeah, we need to use either this one or this one, and yeah, because of this little glitch basically that the TNT gets shot outwards, I would recommend using this one. So this is the first design of a flying TNT Duper. As you can see, it's really simple and really small. So if I just place a block right here, you can see it moves in this direction. And because we had to use a design with only one of the cobblestone walls right here, it doesn't dupe TNT in this direction. But if we stop it and place something in front of the other observer, you can see every time it moves one block, one TNT gets duped. I'm gonna stop it again, and now I'm gonna show you how to build it. So as I already said, I would recommend using the duper with the cobblestone wall right here and not the one with the wall right here. And yeah, then we just start with this contraption that we built. Take out this block, place a sticky piston right there, another slime block, an observer facing in this direction, and one in this direction. And this is basically it. So if we now place a block right here, it starts flying. If we can stop it real quick and put one on the other side, it starts flying again, and it starts duping TNT. So for this, of course it works, but you would also need docking stations basically, because I think you don't just want a flying TNT duper over your world. Most of the time if you use TNT dupers or flying TNT dupers, you wanna like make a hole or something, blow up the ground, and yeah, make a perimeter or something like that. So this is why I designed those docking stations basically. I mean, they're really simple, and maybe there would be better ones, but I think those are pretty good. So right here I'm gonna show you how they work. So this is like the main docking station where the flying machine also stops. If you don't want it running, then you can just flick this lever and it starts flying and duping TNT, of course. And then as soon as it gets over here, it turns around, and since this is a one-way TNT duper, it doesn't dupe TNT on the way back. And now, as you can see, as long as this lever is off, the TNT duper will just go back and forth until I press this lever again, or you could also press the lever on this side and then it would stop also. Yeah, so let me show you real quick how to build this. So we start with this docking station right here. For that we use a furnace or just another immovable object, but I think the furnace is pretty good because it's not expensive and you can place blocks above it, or like redstone. You can place redstone components on top of it. After that you're gonna take an observer and facing upwards you place it like this, so it detects the cobblestone wall and gives the output to the top. You're gonna place 2 blocks right here, doesn't matter what kind of blocks, and another immovable object right here next to this lime block. Then you just take 2 redstone dust, place them like this, and 2 redstone repeaters. Now I'm just gotta stop it real quick, because of course if we place the repeater we update the observer. I'm gonna grab a lever real quick. So now you can just place your lever right here and yeah, just turn it on and off. And since it's now basically at the other side, so it's a good idea to let it fly to the other side for once. Now we can place the other docking station. So for that we're gonna place a furnace right here, or another immovable object right here, an observer right here, blocks like this around the furnace in the middle, and another furnace next to the slime block. And now we just place redstone dust there, and the top of the furnace, and place 2 repeaters and put them on 4 ticks, like we did with this 2 repeaters. And yeah, as you can see, it works flawlessly. It just travels back and forth now, duping TNT. And you could also even put another lever on this side to stop it. So yeah, that's the first flying machine. And just as a confirmation that this also works in survival, this is my witch farm project, which I built in my old survival world. And yeah, as you can see, I built a lot of these flying TNT Dupers. And yeah, just as a little tip, if you place 4 blocks in between, or have just 4 blocks in between each TNT or each furnace, it will create a really nice hole with very few flying blocks that you need to clear out afterwards. So yeah, just as a little tip, so on this side it's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks between the piston of this kind of docking station. And if we fly to the other side real quick, I can show you right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 between each observer, or also between each furnace. So yeah, that's just a little tip if you want to really use this on a large scale. So, and as the last thing I want to show you is a little bit more complicated, but this is a 2-way TNT Duper. So this uses the first design that I showed you, like this one. And yeah, this just so basically the TNT Duper is twice as fast because it dupes TNT on both ways. But it's also a little bit more complicated. So if we activate this, you can see it dupes on the way to this side. Here it turns around and it dupes again while flying back. Now I'm just gonna... Oh no, now it broke. Yeah, now it works again. Alright, so you need to like not turn it off in the last possible second, then it will stop properly. Like right here. Exactly, so now I'm gonna show you how to build this, and for that we're gonna start off with this design again. This is the one we saw at the beginning, with both cobblestone walls in place. Then we can like place, need to take a look, 3 slime blocks right here, and move this piston back 1 block. Oh no, sorry, place 3 slime blocks right here, 1 here and 1 above. So move the piston back 1 block, place a slime block behind it, 1 on top, and then place 3 slime blocks like this. Then we're gonna place another sticky piston right here, and another 3 slime blocks with another sticky piston facing in the opposite direction. Alright, next up we're gonna place an observer facing downwards on top to this sticky piston right here. We're gonna place an observer facing in this direction, like so, and one facing the opposite direction again, like this. And this is basically our flying machine, but now, because it's a little bit more complicated, we also need to make the docking station a little bit more complicated. So I would recommend not trying this out before you build the docking station, because now it's pretty easy. You just place a furnace right here, or another immovable object right here. And this is to stop this part to being pulled back at the last second by this piston, because then the whole flying machine would break. And then we're just gonna place another immovable object right here, and can place an observer detecting this observer with 3 blocks around like this, and just place 2 more repeaters on 4 ticks. Now, as you can see, it already starts, but the good thing on this side, you can then just place a furnace again, and now you don't need a block distance between these 2 things. Then we're gonna just place an observer facing upwards, and 2 blocks on the side, and 4 out in this direction, and another immovable object. Oh no, sorry, the immovable object needs to go right here in front of this observer, of course. Then we're gonna place 2 redstone dust right here, 3 right here, and we need just another 2 repeaters. You could also place the repeater here or here, but you just... or I would recommend using 2 4-tick repeaters. And as you can already see, it works. The flying machine goes back and forth, and it dupes TNT every time. And as you can see, also this little glitch where the TNT would fly outwards doesn't happen if you use both cobblestone walls. Alright, now one thing that is extremely important to mention, let me grab a lever real quick. You can switch the whole machine off at this side, as you saw right here, but don't put a lever on this side. Just don't, it will break the whole machine. So yeah, if you want to shut it off, place a lever right here and flick it so that this signal is always on, but don't do it on the other side. So I can just show you real quick, it works again. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, you can find a Word download in the description. I hope this tutorial helped you, and yeah, take care. Goodbye.